இப்போது புதிய அறிமுகம் ஆச்சி ஹோட்டல் சாம்பார் 50 கிராம் ரூபாய் 20 மட்டுமே.
माननीय सदस्य श्री P. Wilson.
Thank you, Chairman, sir. The Appropriation Bill 2026 authorizes the Union Government to withdraw an additional 2,81,289 crores and 26 lakh rupees from the Consolidated Fund of India for the financial year 25-26. Vice Chairman, sir, to this legislation, the government is seeking parliamentary approval to appropriate massive additional expenditure for 101 items in schedule to various ministries and departments. The schedule to the bill lists significant allocations, including 19,230 crore for the Department of Fertilizers, 23,641 crore for the Department of Food and Public Distribution, 17,647 crore for the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, and several other large sums across department. Sir, my question is, why more funds to the food and public distribution is not allotted in view of the LPG scarcity? Sir, another problem which we see as a parliamentarians sitting whenever the grants are coming before us, the funds are allocated, but the funds are not fully utilized by the department. And there is no action taken against these departments who doesn't utilize the fund in full. Sir, I see from this additional grant allocations, there is no additional demand, sir, so far as the Ministry of the Social Justice is concerned. Sir, for the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe scholarships, sir, they don't allocate enough funds for the marginalized people. And these students from the marginalized people suffer a lot. Sir, so far as the Department of Agriculture and Farmers are concerned, sir, they have allotted a very less amount under the additional grant. But have they visualized the problems faced by the farmers? Sir, in simple terms, the bill permits the government to dip deeper into the Consolidated Fund of India, the very pool where all taxes, revenues, duties, cess collections, borrowings and receipts of the union government are deposited, and through an appropriation bill, the government obtains authority to withdraw those public resources. Sir, with regard to the transfer to states of 4,115 lakh crore, let me remind this House of one important fact. The union government collects a 4% of education cess from every citizen of India. This cess was introduced specifically to strengthen the education and health to support programs that fulfill the constitutional mandate under Article 21A, namely right to education. The cess is meant to finance programs like Samagra Shiksha, which supports teachers, salaries, school infrastructure, inclusive education for children with disabilities, digital learning, scholarships, and universal access to quality education. Chairman, sir, this cess goes into the Consolidated Fund of India. But here is the shocking reality. While the union government is sharply collecting the cess from the people of India, putting it into the Consolidated Funds of India through and diverting it through the appropriation bill like the one here now we are seeing, it is not realizing the funds meant for the education to the states like Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu alone is owed nearly 3,548 crores under the Samagra Shiksha. The Parliamentary Standing Committee on Education March 2025 report, which includes members from the ruling party, clearly stated that the delays in releasing Samagra Shiksha funds by union are unjustifiable and directed to immediately release funds. Sir, it has been 1 year since the report union government is not releasing, and yet the government continues to sit on these funds and ask for another 2.81 lakh crore to be appropriated from the consolidated funds. Sir, this is fiscal discrimination. Chairman, sir, the injustice doesn't stop here. Several crucial central schemes funds owed to Tamil Nadu remain pending. According to detailed representation made by the Tamil Nadu government, the union government owes more than 10,000 crores across various schemes. Sir, take Jal Jeevan Mission. Union government has released only 5,914 crores, leaving 3,100 crores still pending. Hokenical combined water supply, sir, here they have dropped the scheme, whereas when we proposed 7,590 crore, they said they will give their margin, but today that is dropped. Sir, what do the message send. When it comes to collecting taxes, cess, and revenues from Tamil Nadu, the union government has no hesitation. But when it comes to returning funds meant for the welfare schemes, suddenly the center develops financial constraint. Chairman, sir, even in Manrega programs, it supports the poorest rural holes has 729.88 crores as pending liabilities for Tamil Nadu, delaying wage payments to workers. Finance Commission grants for the local bodies and disaster preparedness. Another 2,246 crores remains unpaid. All this while the union government is asking Parliament to approve another 2.181 lakh crore appropriation from the Consolidated Fund of India. This is nothing but selective fiscal governance. I rise to draw the deepening crisis in India's textile sector caused by the government's complete failure to defend our industry against hostile global trade developments. India's textile and apparel sector employs more than 45 million workers, contributes 2% to the national GDP, 13% to the industrial production, and 12% to the India's total exports. Yet today, this vital sector is under severe distress because the government has failed to protect from the international developments. With the new US-Bangladesh agreement, Bangladeshi manufacturers are shifting towards US cotton, putting $600 to $650 million worth of Indian cotton and yarn exports at risk. This is not merely a trade adjustment. It is a direct blow to the Indian cotton farmers and spinning mills. The crisis already devastated major textile clusters. In Tamil Nadu, Tirupur is one of the India's largest knitwear hubs. Exports fell by 37% in 2025, leading to our loss of 2 lakh jobs. Factories are shutting down, orders are being cancelled, and workers are being forced to migrate into search of another livelihood. If urgent action is not taken, including reducing the tariff imposed by the US and securing tariff parity in global markets, removing the cotton import duty and protecting exporters from unfair trade practices, India risks losing a sector that sustains millions of livelihoods. Sir, now let me see the crisis that reflects the government policy's failure, the LPG situation in the country. I said the food distribution department is not allocated with enough of funds. Chairman, sir, in 2011, when LPG prices raised by 50, leaders of the present ruling party marched on the streets carrying cylinders and accusing the government of being anti-people, asked, where is the Aam Aadmi Ka government, that is people's government? In 2014, when this government came to power, global crude oils were roughly in the same range as we see today. Even today, crude oil prices largely hover around $70 to $100 per barrel, which is not dramatically different from the global price environment that existed earlier. Yet, despite similar crude price levels, the price of the domestic LPG cylinder is almost double. So I wanted to ask this government, where is Aam Aadmi Ka government that once you promised? When the global crude prices are almost comparable, why has the burden on ordinary households increased so drastically? Instead, the burden has increased because of the taxation policies and pricing mechanism imposed by the union government. India consumes about 80,000 tons of LPG per day, roughly 30 to 31 million tons annually. But our national storage capacity barely covers 3 to 4 weeks of consumption, and strategic reserves are extremely limited. Nearly 60 to 67% of our LPG is imported, mostly from West Asia through the Strait of Hormuz, marking India's highly vulnerable to geopolitical disruption. Instead of building strategic reserves and strengthening supply chains, the government has allowed supply uncertainty and price escalation. Energy experts and policy analysts have been warning for years that India's heavy dependence on imported LPG leaves the country extremely vulnerable to global disruption. Any geopolitical tension, regional conflict, war, or blockade in major energy corridors can immediately affect supply chains and availability. Today, those warnings are become a reality. The consequences are severe. In Tamil Nadu alone, over 60,000 factories and commercial establishments depend on LPG and similar fuels. Small eateries, hotels, food businesses are struggling as costs surge and supply become erratic. Chairman, sir, while the union government has failed to act, the Tamil Nadu government under the Honorable Chief Minister Mr. M.K. Stalin has stepped forward to protect the people. The state government has introduced electricity subsidies at ₹2 per unit for eateries shifting to induction cooking. It has provided concessional loans for MSME to adopt electric cooking equipment. But Chairman sir, serious question arises. Across several states, particularly those heading into elections, LPG supplies appear to be selectively managed, creating artificial demand pressures and public dissatisfaction. If the government believes that political manipulation of essential commodities will help it win election, it is gravely mistaken. The people of Tamil Nadu are political conscious and socially aware. They know who collects their taxes. They know who withhold their funds. They know who stands with them in time of crisis. I would like to quote a Tirukkural. Kudidali Kolochum Manila Mannan Adidali Nirkum Ulagu. This Kural tells us that when a ruler governs by embracing and protecting his people, the world itself will stand in the loyalty at its feet.
Please.
1 minute. The leader who stands with his people in difficult times earns not just authority, but the enduring trust of the people.
आपकी बात
Now,
आ गई।
and when the moment, I'll finish it off. And when the moment of the democratic judgment arises, the people will speak with clarity
आगे
and
आपकी बात आ
conviction.
गई।
1 minute. Stalin Thoratum, Tamil Nadu Vellatum. Chairman sir, this appropriation bill of 2.81 lakh crores, while states are denied their lawful dues and welfare measures are withheld, represent not responsible governance, but centralized fiscal
धन्यवाद।
control at the expense of federal justice. Thank you,
Next.
Chairman sir.
இப்போது புதிய அறிமுகம் ஆச்சி ஹோட்டல் சாம்பார் 50 கிராம் ₹20 மட்டுமே.
மின்னம்பலம்.com தமிழின் முதல் மொபைல் பத்திரிகை.